the next big thing. It is the new big thing. I'm honored to be given this opportunity of welcoming you all for the second day of the 5-day national level faculty development program on mastering the art of research methodology, empowering faculty for excellence, jointly organized by Research Cell and Dr. D. Raghupati Raja Memorial Library in association with Society for the Advancement of Library and Information Science, SALIS. I welcome you all for the second day session, which is on the topic, I would say, one of the most controversial and misunderstood topic, that is plagiarism. And I welcome our resource person for today's session, Dr. M.Kannan, sir, librarian, V.O.Chidambaram College, Tuticorin. Welcome you, sir.
Welcome, ma'am.
I welcome all the participants also. Welcome you all for this session. Now I request Mrs. R. Vinita to introduce the resource person.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon to one and all virtually present here. I feel honored to introduce Dr. M. Kannan, the resource person of day 2 of the 5-day national level faculty development program on mastering the art of research methodology, empowering faculty for excellence. Dr. M. Kannan did his schooling at TVS Higher Secondary School, Madurai, BSc Mathematics at Saraswati Narayan College, Madurai, bachelor degree in Library and Information Science from Annamalai University, Masters at Madurai Kamaraj University, MPhil at Alagappa University, and PhD from Madurai Kamaraj University. He has also cleared UGC NET in the year 2006. Sir has rendered more than 12 years of service as Grade 3 librarian at the Department of Public Libraries, Government of Tamil Nadu, Madurai. He is currently serving V.O.Chidambaram College, Tuticorin as librarian from the year 2010. His publications include 6 articles in books, 3 articles in journals, and he has presented 14 articles in seminars and conferences. He has also served as an external examiner for PhD candidates, and he is also a member of selection committee for college librarians. We are happy to have you here, sir. Looking forward to a session on plagiarism, ways and means to curb the menace. Welcome, sir. The session is yours, sir. Over to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your words. Nice words. And I hope my screen is viewable to everyone. Is it not, ma'am?
Yes, sir. It is visible. Yes, sir. It's visible, sir.
Good afternoon, one and all. First, it's a customary thing. I would like to record my thanks to the management of the great institution, Raju's College, principal of this great institution, and research coordinator Manjula ma'am, and Vinita ma'am for your good words, few words about me, and above all my best friend Dr. Lata ma'am, librarian of this institution, who was actually very particular in myself and Ramasamy, who is going to be another resource person. I think he is going to handle a session tomorrow, or maybe you would have finished it already. I think
yesterday he did, sir.
Oh, yesterday he did. Oh. So Lata ma'am was very particular in both of us handling certain sessions. So in that sense, I'm happy to share my views about this plagiarism before this audience. Almost about 60 people, more than 60 persons are present in the virtual mode. Initially, I was a little bit hesitant in the sense that since the time itself being in the afternoon, that too, particularly after lunchtime, if the audience is before me, I could make them awake with my presentations. If not with my delivery, at least with my presentations, I could make them awake. But on this one way of mode, one way of delivery, it's almost, even though we have the chance to interact with each other in this Google Meet, but normally these online presentations are like one-way delivery, like what our PM used to do as Man Ki Baat. It's almost happenings will be like this only. But anyhow, I'll try to do justice to my part. for which I have been interested with, right? Now, at the end, we can have certain questions from the audience, so that we'll try to clear their apprehensions or doubts, whatever may be, to make them aware of about how to avoid this plagiarism. I hope we can go into the presentations straight away. Right. Within, I'll try to stick with my time limit, and if needed, I'm not hesitant to. If needed, I'm prepared to extend a few more minutes if audience are willing. Right. So thank you one and all. We'll go into the alma mater of our today's content. Right. So before going into plagiarism, first we should know, your college has given the topic mastering research methodology and other things. Title and wordings, maybe whatever maybe the whims and fancies of organizers or persons who are supposed. We are under compulsion nowadays. Every now and then seminars and conferences are happening. All the institutions are in compulsion to have a title which is not previously been used by others. So we'll go into those details when we do with our presentations. Anyhow, since it is about mastering, first we should know what is what. Then we'll try to master our things, I suppose. As far as plagiarism is concerned, synonymously it is associated with research actually. Whenever we say plagiarism, normal class hours, normal classroom sessions, there not be a question of plagiarism or other thing, because everybody is listening to what is being said in the class, and everybody can have a say in and everybody can listen to what others say. If a question is asked by a particular student and asked to the total audience, then anybody can answer. If one fellow answers in the first thing, then everybody can hear it and they can repeat it the same answer afterwards. So the question of where comes this question of plagiarism? This word itself is from Latin. Actually, it is like a hijacking a things. It is like hijacking humans, like what happened in early days. Hijacking humans, it is hijacking the content of others, the original works of others. That is where this the word plagiarism arises from the Latin word plagiarize. So when we say research, simultaneously it has to be an original work. Wherever we say the word research, it has to be original work. Of course, in pure science alone, there is another school of thought, like only pure science scientists will make original contributions. All social science scientists are actually trying to apply different theories in various contexts. Of course, that is true to a certain extent. But thing is, when we apply a particular concept or social science concept or a economics concept or a commerce concept, whatever may be, to another domain area, and the results will be entirely different, right? So in that sense, so that becomes the original work, right? We'll go into those things when we come to that particular slides actually. So in today's context now, the research can be like, your all your journal articles, original journal articles, even your assignment class work, a project work at the end of PG course or your MPhil research. Of course, MPhil course is now wound up, so you might be wondering why MPhil is included in the slide. PhD thesis or your postdoctoral research or your any publications after publication after your research work can be termed as research, right? So parts of a journal or journal article or a conference paper or a book chapter, anything of that sort of kind is termed as a research paper, right? There are two things to what we do as research, right? What we write on our own and what we take from others, right? It's not that everyone has to be on their own thinking and other things. It's not like that. No, in social science research, as I said, there is a thing called certain theories which can be applied in various domains, right? For example, management theories can be applied on service-oriented organizations as well as profit-oriented organizations. The context is different, but the theories which are propounded by various management gurus can be applied on research oriented, service oriented organization as well as profit oriented organization. The outcome may be different, right? That is where the research work is original work is being appreciated, right? When we speak about any research work, what we write on our own is certain things we write on our own. Certain things we will take down from others, no, just to say what is happening in the earlier days, just to confirm with others that what has happened in the same field, what has been done by others in the same field, right? For example, introduction, your background information, meaning and definitions, that we'll take it from others, right? Review of literature, we'll entirely do carry out the review of literature, which is nothing but what others have done previously in the same kind of research work. As I said, only the domain will be different. See, our research will be new in the sense we'll apply that research. If someone has carried out research, for example, someone has in English literature, someone has carried out the level of understanding of English language among higher secondary school students, the same thing, the same questionnaire with a little bit alterations is being applied to the level of understanding of English language among final year graduates of final year undergraduates, then your domain is varied. The same concept is applied on a different domain. Your result will be results may be different. Results will be different. Suppose, of course, definitely there will be some difference in the results. So that is where the application of various the same concepts, same basic ideologies being applied on various domains. So that is where the originality comes, right? So with regard to discussions, corroborating and contrasting our findings with that of others, that is we write on our own, right? When it comes to introduction and review of literature, it is almost we'll support our research with what others have said in the same lines, right? So this is how normally your even in the introduction we'll be giving certain references, right? There are two things in plagiarism. One is you are not supposed to copy anything as such, and you are not allowed to claim it as if you have written everything. So that is where your things about plagiarism stops with, right? I'll go with I'll go with certain slides, and afterwards I'll come to you with this kind of slides where I could show you certain things, right? So where this plagiarism has become a menace now, thing is the moment the invention of this digital IT concept, right? Application of information technology, where the introduction of this information technology has led to storage of all the things in digital format. So the moment at the first instance, UGC was planning to introduce this Shodh Ganga, everyone was wondering. Actually, there was a very hue and cry at the highermost level, higher echelons of this higher education department, Ministry of Human Resources and Development, that how come you give it is in the digital format and everybody can copy it from, and that too you're saying that you're going to give it in open format. If you give it in open, everybody will copy it, no? Then how come you'll scrutinize it? No, easily everybody can copy it, and they can rephrase it or paraphrase it like that. Everyone was actually vehemently objecting it, but only after coming to know that, no, with after evidences from what is happening in other countries, like the thesis of digital database of thesis and dissertation is already there under MIT, or even their research are being published after some time, and they were not allowed to copy it, and they'll verify it whether it is there or not. What is the mechanism? Then they were seriously looking into what is the mechanism that with which we can control this menace of plagiarism. They thought of it. Then they introduced this Urkund. First, initially they introduced this Urkund software. They paid a huge sum for UGC paid a huge sum for this Urkund plagiarism detection tool. and they borrowed it, and they got licenses for all the universities, state-funded universities initially, with a huge sum under consortium mode. They bought it, right? So this is how the checking for plagiarism came into the practice of being introduced in universities, right? So where the checking, why the checking is absolutely needed. Na? See, in today's context, no, a 12th standard boy with this control C and control V can replace, for example, there is a thesis called coconut productivity in Rajapalayam district. The same thesis, if it is control A will select all the copy things, and you copy it in a new file, control V. Na? Control C you copy it, and control V you paste it on a new file, and using control F you find Rajapalayam and replace it with Tenina. Word will say there are about 1,700 or 2,746 replacements made with Rajapalayam to Thenin. Then your the coconut productivity and Theni will become a thesis on coconut productivity and Rajapalayam. So with the press of a button, people can plagiarize it. No, so this is how that Menace actually, with the help of this softwares, application softwares, and information technology, a 12th standard boy can do easily plagiarize a thing, right? This is how the Menace started to grow uncontrollably. No, I don't want to go into dwell on detail, but this is about charge being probed. But there was one instance in Tamil Nadu, not in Tamil Nadu, sorry, in our neighboring state, where a vice chancellor of a central university was removed from service just because, for the simple reason that lady gentleman, madam plagiarized a history book from another author, and she has rewritten it, not rewritten it exactly, she verbatimly she has copied it, and she has given it as published it as in her own name as a new book. And the instance was taken up with the MHRD, and as a mark of respect to the post, they asked her to resign on her own. Otherwise, we will just make it as an impeachment motion. We will bring up under with the help of chancellor of that particular state, we will remove you from service. Like that, they have given that strict warnings. Afterwards, she resigned. So why I'm telling these things are now as examples, the seriousness of this plagiarism has gone to the level that UG is prepared to pay some crores of rupees for using this Urkun software, right, under license category. Every university, affiliated university, for example, in 3 or 4 years before, sorry, 5 years before, we got, even 5 years before, we got license from 2 login ID and passwords as usable license from Manonmani Sundaranath University, which is our affiliating body, for our PhD scholars to check their plagiarism. And later onwards, now after some few years, this Urkund has somewhat, due to some reasons, they have changed their contract with Turnitin. So after Turnitin has been replaced, no, they started issuing this kind of individual license to individual login and password IDs to colleges, and now they have requested our research scholars to come to the university. And without fee, of course, without fee, they can use, being an affiliated college, they can use the services of the Turnitin software, which is available at Manonmani Sundaranath University. So this is how now things are being happening for checking the plagiarism, right? This is how things goes, right? So I don't want to dwell into basics to the maximum level. Everyone knows, being adult and being faculty members, we all know how people do it. So I don't want to dwell too much of time into these things, right? Thing is, our idea is how to avoid it, how to not only avoiding it, how to get rid of it at the maximum extent, to the maximum extent possible. See, UGC expects us to do original works, right? Thing is, in today's context, we are being awarded even financial benefits for having published certain articles, right? When it is with regard to universities, either it is state funded or centrally funded university. Promotions after the level of even appointments at the level of assistant professor is based on 100 certain scoring pattern marks, right? So each and every paper you publish in journal articles that you publish in reputed journals like UGC care list of journals or in Scopus of Web of Science or extended Scopus extended Web of Science, extended SCSI, extended version of this Science Citation Index. So wherever you publish, these quality publications will get certain marks, and all these marks are added up and they are being given weightage even at the time of appointment when it is in the case of universities, right? Even in colleges nowadays, this practice has started, right? Recently, we made an appointment of 49 faculty members in our college. So entire appointment this time was not based on either PhD or net. The maximum after PhD and net, apart from having PhD and net, weightage was given totally for people having quality papers and quality publications. Because in today's context, every management is having a fever. No, we can even say it is a fever among managements to have quality to insist their staff and faculty to have quality publication, because weightage is maximum given. In case of NIRF, publication is given maximum weightage. Maybe in the case of NAC, publications are given weightage to certain extent, and extracurricular and co-curricular activities are given certain. But in case of NIRF, the entire focus is mainly for research productivity. Whom and all can get more articles published in research productivity under their particular category of institution, right? For example, engineering colleges, affiliated colleges, autonomous colleges, universities, state-funded universities, centrally funded universities, private universities. So in whichever category they belong, every management is having a fever to insist that faculty have more number of publications, right? So this is how the need for publications comes into play, right? Once the need for publication comes into play, so there is always what to say, even if not at the level of Menace, at least in the level of what is the easiest way, quickest way to get things, our things published in reputed journals, and the people are forced to start to think in that sense, in that particular angle. That makes that urgency and what to say, necessity and urgency makes people to think about whether we can do something which has already been done or not. So that is where the role of this plagiarism comes into play, right? So intentional plagiarism, I don't want to, being faculty members, I don't want to delve too much into doing things intentionally, right? So we should be more worried about only about unintentional things, because being teachers, we know that students should not copy. Once we say that students should not copy from others, then we are not supposed to do those things, right? I don't want to go too much into those ethical aspects, and I don't want to be like an ethical preacher, right? So we'll leave upon intentional things. We'll go with unintentional things. Thing is, even though we have a certain, we are capable of doing writing articles or producing original research work, sometimes we end up in we end up in little bit plagiarism, as maybe after we finish our research work, our plagiarism will be crossing the level of certain percentage. See, all these plagiarism softwares, when you upload certain amount of data, the next 1 or 2 seconds they'll give a result like there is only 30% of plagiarism, or 70%, or 80%, or 90%, whatever may, based on the content, language used and everything. Thing is, in our case, in our college, we had a problem with our maths faculty. When in the first instance, turned it in Urkun software was being used in the first instance. At the first time when maths thesis was uploaded, that plagiarism software, maths people, mathematics faculty will be using, for example, if it is sin theta or cos theta or whatever, maybe if it is there in a particular thesis, it will appear in a number of times, more number of times. Say for example, 500 to 600 times the same word is appearing in a particular thesis, it will take it like, no, the word, that word is particularly plagiarized. So he was initially was very frightened, because I was the one who was doing research in this particular area, graph theory. There are very few people in India who can know about myself, and how come it is showing plagiarism. So then we tried to contact with the university authorities, and we asked them how come we can overcome this. Then he said, maybe you would have already loaded it, a part of it as a trial version. And then we asked the faculty, did you happen to do anything like that? And then he said, no, as a trial and error, trial method, in my home when I was sitting, out of curiosity, I tried to upload it in the free softwares, which are free plagiarism taking tools software. And it is also a software. I tried with the free plagiarism checking tools. One part of my thesis, I tried to upload it. So that is where the culprit was lying there. Actually, the moment you start uploading, never do this mistake of uploading your original content in free softwares. I'll show you number of free softwares. Why I'm going to show you this number of free softwares? Now, on seeing the title itself, you should know that we should not upload our things in the free software, because in today's context, under cloud environment, whenever you put a word, a small paragraph from your original work, and if you upload it in the free software, it will be there always. You cannot go and delete it. It will be always there in their cloud server, right? Now, all the licensed softwares, they do a circular checkup of all the, including freewares. They'll carry out the checking process, including whatever being published in the open forum, right? Like www in the World Wide Web. First, they'll check only the World Wide Web, whether there is such a content is available openly in the World Wide Web. So please ensure that you are not uploading anything which you are going to publish as your thesis or your journal article, anything in the freely available. If at all you try, you're having a try at free softwares, then nobody can stop you. Your content being branded as plagiarized when you go for original paid version of the software, right? This is where you're first unintentionally will be caught up in a mess. That is what I wanted to tell you first, actually, right? So there are certain aspects with regard to plagiarism. Dear faculty members, one thing I want to make sure you make aware of is, see, whenever you quote a content from others, you try to quote it with double quotes, right? There is nothing wrong in quoting everything, something from others, right? To make you be relaxed in mind, I want to tell you a fact. I suppose most of you would have heard this thing. When in some 50 years and 60 years back, someone was in a press meet. Someone was asking, some press person was asking scientist Einstein, the world-renowned scientist Einstein. Sir, I have a question apart from your presentation today, apart from your presentation. Yes, gentlemen, how come people are wondering you as a, praising you as a world's best renowned scientist, but I have, from your presentation itself, I have come to know that you have failed about 3,000 to 4,000 times in your life after finding certain things, after arriving at inventing certain things. How come people say that you are being a world-renowned scientist? You have failed about 3,000 to 4,000 times. Einstein told, what Einstein told was, I was the only person in the world who cannot repeat those 3,000 mistakes again. So, like this is what is happening in the case of plagiarism now. Whenever you put your things under open category softwares, open source software, open free plagiarism taking softwares, it will go to the servers, and the moment you upload it in the next level, it will show you as you have plagiarized, right? So this is where our problems of uploading things in the free software comes to play. So the main thing about whenever we talk about plagiarism, main thing about plagiarism is to avoid plagiarism is you can write whatever you can use the content of whatever others have done on the same topic or on the same domain. You can use the same words as such others have used it, but thing is you're supposed to give it in double quotes, right? By giving such double quotes, you can avoid the plagiarism taking chapters will not check those double things which are under double quotes. Not only that, you can give a footnote or reference note saying that this is being borrowed from others. No, this content is which shows that if at all the footnote is there, then particular after that footnote till next full step, that plagiarism software will not only till next full step till next paragraph, as plagiarism software will not check those things, right? That is why after much analysis, UGC has come to decision that plagiarism need not be provided for introduction and review of literature, because these two things, now what normally we do is we give the definitions of others what have been told as definitions, concepts which have been explained on the same topic. We normally everyone used to give the same thing when research is carried out on a particular domain, right? Similarly, for review of literature, we'll just review what others have done. So for these two things, and then then only UGC came to the decision that plagiarism can be avoided for these two chapters. It is enough only analysis, findings, and suggestions, conclusions, and suggestions. These two chapters are checked for plagiarism, because there the original content has to be ensured, and normally originality will always be available there, right? So this is how this the whole concept of unintentional plagiarism, this storing of checking of your content in the free software, free plagiarism checking tools will end up in huge trouble. It is very hard to avoid those things. Then you have to paraphrase your entire work. The next thing is, that's what I'm going to tell. I was about to tell actually, to avoid plagiarism. If the content is if you are going to present your things without being identified as plagiarism, you can paraphrase the entire thing, right? If you are studying a concept or an explanation by others on a particular topic, and you are able to go through it on your own to the fullest possible extent, and after grasping everything what is being said and done by others, and if you are able to paraphrase it, English is a language, very old language, of course, not oldest like Tamil. I don't want to go into those topics. Right? English, being the oldest languages, has synonyms for each and every word. Now, for each and every English word, you can have 3 or 4 synonyms, so minimum. So there are, of course, for certain words in different contexts, umpteen number of synonyms are there. You might have heard those things in today's WhatsApp and other things, right? Your YouTube. If you want to do anything in English, it is very easy to paraphrase. Not very easy. It is possible to paraphrase the original content of others after going through it in a proper sense and grasping it to the fullest possible level, and you can paraphrase it properly, so that you will not be branded as a person who has plagiarized, right? Yeah. I was just, I was telling you about pre-plagiarism tools. Certain things you are supposed to know. I'll just show you a certain number of plagiarism checking tools. These tools, you are not supposed to upload anything on this, because it will be stored in their servers, and whenever payment software, whenever you try to get a certification from the payment software or a proper software which is being a plagiarism checking tool which is being recognized by your university or your institution, then you will end up in problems. See, Viper is one such thing. the free tool. Similarly, small CO tools. Right, this is another free tool, smallcotools.com plagiarism checker. So Grammarly. See, Grammarly nowadays it has become a tool for checking your content for correctness of the grammar, right? But at the same time, on the behind the screens, they are actually storing everything that you put in under their servers, right? Whenever you upload a file now, see you can see a button to upload your file, right, next to scan for plagiarism. Na? After uploading, when you click the scan for plagiarism, it will automatically check for plagiarism and it will give you. But thing is, the moment you upload your file, it will store permanently in their databases. You cannot get it again removed from from their databases. So be careful about using even Grammarly.com, right? Um, Again, this is also another one free software tool, free plagiarism checking tool, qtext.com, duplichecker.com. See, you can see this duplichecker uploads. You can even upload the files, any file, text file, document file, or a PDF file, or a rich text format of file. No, because why? Because they are allowing all these kind of files. Now they want to. The moment they could get a large database of the original content, they can easily market their product as, we are very good at checking to the maximum possible extent. After a certain period of time, they can claim themselves as they got a huge content of original thinkers. This is how their business motives will go, right? Whether it is sinister motive or their genuine business motive, it depends. For them, it is genuine. For us, it is a headache. It may become a headache, right? That's what I want to tell you. So this again another free tool, checkplagiarism.com, plagiarismcheckerx.com. Again another free plagiarism tool. So this is what is being provided by the InflibNet and the UGC. As you know, initially they started with 100 universities, and later onwards almost every state funded university is being provided with this Turnitin nowadays. Actually, initially they were giving Urkund, right? That's what I told. Only after getting certificate from Urkund, nowadays you can upload your thesis in the Shodhganga. Not yourself, your university will upload your thesis in the Shodhganga, including the Urkund certificate. They'll only after obtaining the Urkund certificate, they will include a thesis in the Shodhganga, right? And now they have gone to turn it in, right? Most of the universities have now gone into the licensing agreement is now with the government of Ministry of MHRD has gone into license to turn it in like, nowadays. This is again a free plagiarism checking tool. Again, here. So, is there only possibility that we can check only the text content of the plagiarism? No, not necessarily. Even you can check your images using plagiarism checker. So where comes this question of checking the images itself? You see, nowadays when people started to do copying the things now, whatever may be the content, I think in the year if my memory is correct, in the year 2020 during COVID era, a Nobel Prize, Nobel laureate from Japan, was his Nobel, his name was included along with the Nobel laureates actually for a particular field. His tables and data later it was identified. It was identified that his data and tables, pure, his entire data was copied from someone else who was already made a research on that particular area domain. And he claimed that what he was claiming, that original author has given, but initially he was not condemned for this copying thing, because the Japanese researcher, what he claimed was, no, the original contenter has given table content of this tabulated data only in a picture format. In today's what he claimed was, in today's context, no software in the world can check the picture files of a particular document. All the plagiarism checking tools will check only, then how come you claim me? No, you claim that I have copied from this fellow, this gentleman. He claimed that. He claimed like that. The thing is, actually, what he has done, no, he has meticulously, he sat for hours together, and each and every tabular column, he has retyped the tabular column. Original author has given the tabular column only in JPEG format. Of course, what he said was correct. In those days, there was no checking for images. There was no tool for checking images. But what he has done is, with a sinister motive, he has retyped all the data from the tabular column which appears on the screen. Using print screen command, a 12 standard boy or 10 standard, even a 6 standard boy can save anything. There are very few websites which will not allow you to make a print screen comment. Even for that, we have another mobile now. There are another softwares in mobile. Now we can, when a YouTube video is or a web page is appearing on your screen, which does not allow you to use the print screen command of your laptop, your keyboard, but instead you can capture the same image with your mobile camera, right? Today, so I heard that there are only there are about 2 to 3 persons from North India. No, in Tamil la kallam perisa kaapam perisa, people will always try to find a way to plagiarize or copy whatever maybe. But thing is, as and when technology improves, there is always need to control everything, which is things should not go beyond the limit. People should not be allowed to copy things from others at ease. Just like that, control C, control in word, people not be allowed to copy things from others, right? So, all this, inventions, Google Lens, you might have heard it, right? Google Lens, initially when you scan a thing, it takes the content when you scan using Google Lens. When you scan its algorithm, its software is prepared in such a manner that it will take the digital content of that what we are scanning. Immediately it go into search for that global database, and it will tell you from where this text is, and or even the image is, or an object is. Similarly, simply you scan the image with Google Lens, it will tell you what that object is. So actually the base for invention of this checking sorters is these kind of inventions. Actually, that's what I wanted to tell you, like, actually, as just facts apart from what we want to know about plagiarism, right? As I said, what is the need for plagiarism? Pressure to publish for career advancement, lack of time and planning. In the last minute, everyone wants to do certain things now. And what will happen? Like what happens in our classroom? If tomorrow we ask a student, tomorrow is the last date for submitting an assignment, everyone will, all the 60 students in the class will have the same content by way of presenting their assignment, which means only one or two fellows would have prepared it on their own. All others would have copied it from the same fellow. In the last minute, if they want to do it, only thing is they can copy it from others. So this is where the excuses, we cannot have excuses in today's context, I think. Of course, we find time limitations. We find very hard to accommodate both our academic and personal life, right? But of course, we are supposed to have quality of time spent towards original works, right? And this is with regard to student, right? And nowadays, everything whatever you tell to our students, they say it is what is there, sir, it is already available in Google or internet. Particularly being librarians, when a student comes to me, sir, can I have a copy of till today I used to advise my students to write down the question bank with a piece of paper and pen, right? I'll not allow them to make a photocopy of it, or otherwise I will not give a Xerox copy of it. I'll ask them to write it on their own, because now my students will be like, oh, for this one particular reason, we hate you to the most maximum possible extent. Like that, my students used to tell about me, right? But even then, I'll tell them now. I'll ask them one thing: are you going to appear with your mobile? Are you going to appear for your exam with your mobile, or are you going to write the your university exam in the paper and pen? Only with paper and pen. Then how come you expect your mobile to be used for your education? Of course, certainly maybe as a supplement to the classroom teaching, you can look into certain YouTube mobiles, YouTube videos, teacher tubes, or whatever maybe. Even in that case, no, the quality of content that they are going to view is questionable, right? So leave alone those aspects. So these are all the casualties, right? Consequences that will end up if at all we are not very strict with plagiarism. So our reputation, our credibility, and as I said, suspension or expulsion from professional organization, not only from professional organizations, even a vice chancellor was removed from the service, right? Loss of job, as I said, research funding, professional status, grades, dissertations not accepted, expulsion from university. So regarding this, no, the UGC has to ensure that the academic integrity and to prevent the plagiarism, they have published certain rules in the Gazetteer of India in the year 2018 itself, right? The moment it comes into being published in Gazette, no, it is a dictum, it's a rule for each and every one of us to follow, right? So this is what they have given it as allowable limits. But so similarities up to level 0 is similarities to 10%. But as far as universities are concerned, I think I heard that maybe 20 minimum of a level of about 10 to 20, the 30% will be allowed in case of chapter 4 and 5, right? So those are the only two chapters which are supposed to be verified for plagiarism, and certificate has to be uploaded along with the thesis when you are submitting your thesis, right? That's what I told you. These are all the exclusions, right? The similarity checks for plagiarism shall exclude the following. That's what I told you. All quoted work produced with all necessary permission and or attribution. Attribution in the sense you give proper credit to the author, right? I'll show you the slides how we are giving proper credit. All references, bibliography, or table of content, initial index pages, table of contents, preface and acknowledgements are exclusions from checking plagiarism, right? And normally, no, your generic terms, laws, standard symbols, standard equations, no common facts, no, like what do you say? The early bird catches the fish. It's food, like that. Now there is common dictums, common sayings. Those things are normally if given under, even if it's not given under no, by oversight, if you are not given it in under codes, that will not that will be included for plagiarism. But certain words, certain softwares will give lenience, like the database will be designed, that software will be designed in the sense that these words, if they appear in this format, in this chain of things, these dictums, these proverbs will not be taken for plagiarism count. Provided there are also conditions. You're not supposed to use them one or two, not more than 2 or 3 times in a particular thesis, right? Then it will just ignore it and evaluate your thesis for your plagiarism, right? And it shall exclude a common language or coincidental terms up to 14 consecutive terms. This is how things are designed, right? So how to avoid? As I said, you are supposed to give credit to whatever you derive from others, you take from others, right? Not only that, if you had nowadays, we people do it try to outsmart others. In the sense, if you have published 10 articles now, then it doesn't mean that these 10 articles, if it is being even though these articles are published by our own publication. For example, if I have published 10 articles, and in my future work, repeatedly I am using these 10 articles in various formats, then also it is called self plagiarism. So, being I myself being an author, why should I take permission for myself? It's not like that. In today's context, now the plagiarism checkers can easily identify even if it is from your own publication, right? So be careful about even those things. You give again, please give a footnote or endnote or reference note. Now, citing your name itself, you can give it. No, it is actually a credit now. Foreign authors, most of the universities today, foreign evaluation has been done away with, but I expect it to be there actually. But whenever PhD thesis goes for a foreign evaluation, even minor intricate details they used to observe it. It is interesting to note that this researcher has published 4 articles on the same topic recently. Even small, such kind of small, minimum, what to say, minute observations, they used to give it in their report. The foreign authors are very generous in similar. Likewise, they'll also condemn. If it is too shabby, work is too shabby, they will not be hesitant to give it in plain fact words. They'll be very hard in condemning also, right? At the same time, they'll be very generous in appreciating things, right? So normally, in my days, I submitted my thesis in the year 2005. The first report that used to come to an university in Madurai Kamaraj University is foreign evaluation. Because foreigners are very good. They'll not commit to evaluate a PhD thesis. If at all they are committing means, then they will immediately do it, and they'll ask the university authority to send the thesis in the next month. They'll give you the time slot for the university authorities as a mail. Right, you please send this thesis for evaluation only after November 15. The moment the university authority send it before December 15, 30 days, they'll send the report, whether it is good or bad, they'll give it immediately. Right, this is how their work ethics goes, right? Of course, we may be complaining about certain things from others, but we have to accept and we have to follow certain things from them. They are good at these kind of things, right? They value the time very precious. They feel that now, even if it is others' time, it is very precious. They used to feel like that, right? We have to follow those things from others, right? Other countries. So, as I said, don't procrastinate. Start early. Don't wait till the last moment. And by waiting till the last moment, at the last moment, if it is only 2 days left, then we'll think, already do we have any work now? We'll try to make it. Is it possible that we collect some data from some other paper and our own PhD thesis, and can we try to cook up a last minute meal? So like that, if you are procrastinating things and you try to do it in a very short span of time at the neck of the moment, then you will be forced to forced to do plagiarism kind of things, right? Of course, everyone is human, no? Right. Now I was telling you about just a second. So I was telling you about citing the things. No, this is how even in the introduction part you are supposed to give. No, I have given and I have encircled the areas where you give the footnote or endnote. Right. I don't know how many are library science people. Library science people know what is being now. What I'm telling about this citations and references. But for other faculties, in the introduction part, even if you write facts from other newspapers or whatever may be, from original books, certain pages, if you are giving it as content from the books, or even if you have paraphrased it, you are supposed to give the references in the proper sense like this, right? Taylor and Kirwan in the year 2009. Of course, you may follow any kind of citation referencing pattern, right? There are American Psychological Association, APA style is there, Modern Language Association, Modern Language Association, MLA style is there, and like that you have many citation styles. There are about more than 200 or 300 citation standards, right? Every in case of PhD thesis, you are at liberty to use your citation pattern, right? In certain universities, they'll give only you follow this kind of pattern, 12 font size, double spacing, Times New Roman font, single side typing only, and they are supposed to give footnote or endnote like this only using this APA style or MLA style. Certain universities nowadays, even PhD universities have also started stipulating referencing styles. But as far as journal articles are concerned, each and every journal publisher will give guidelines for the authors. Now, that is before publishing, you are supposed to go through thoroughly into the journal guidelines for the authors. Only by looking there, you can identify what is the requirement of that particular journal, right? Because each and every journal has a different set of rules and regulations, rules for publishing their content, for publishing your content in their journal article, journal publications, right? This is how in the discussion section also, even in the discussion section, if you are comparing your see, normally when you are saying the finding that according to my research, this much percentage of people have carried out this much kind of work, and you are explaining certain things, there you need not have to give any citation. But when you are comparing your work with others, my work, for the same thing, the finding is this thing, the same for the same domain, for the same work, someone has carried out research on some domain. For example, you have carried out a research on traffic police, work on traffic police. Someone has carried out a work on firefighting people. Even though they come under police force, their work and work nature and everything is different. If you are comparing the findings of fire service personnel with the people, traffic police kind of personnel, and then you are supposed to give the citation that this gentleman has carried out research. In the brackets, you are supposed to give this gentleman has carried out research on the same topic in different domain in the particular year. His finding is like this, and it is enough you give it the references in the bracket, and the facts you can give it in paraphrasing, right? For him, the results were like this. For me, the results have come out like this. It is not necessary that you should all, even though domains are different, if the same concept is applied on different domains, the results will be definitely different, right? In rarest of cases, the same thing may appear, the same kind of results may appear, but not every time, right? So I hope I have done at least some justice to on my part. Maybe I think I can. See, now apart from this citation styles, I would like to, I wanted to give since your faculty, of course this is not directly related to plagiarism. The thing is, in the last minute, if you are in a very hurry, even if of course we are all faculty members, in the last minute, if you are in the hurry, just a second. If you are in a very much in a hurry, and if you find it difficult to give the footnotes or references, I just wanted to tell you one thing. even in the word itself, the screen. That's why I wanted to show you the screen. Actually, in the MS Word software, in latest, even from 2013 onwards, MS 2010 or the even 10,000, even if you go for 10,000 2010, MS Office 2007 or 10, you will find this menu under references. Now you can see the insert citation key button there. You can select it, and the moment you select it, no, it will give a template for you to include title of the book, title of your original work, and not only original your work. If you are referring certain books, title of the book, author, co-author, editor, year of publication, all the publishing statements with regard to the details of that particular book. If you type all those things and you click the finish button, the reference note will automatically come under now whatever style you wanted to include. Now here I'm just I think I hope you can see my cursor there under style APF. What being selected in the screenshot is APA style. Now, if there will be a provision for selecting MLA style. Now whatever word is included, almost more than about 10 or 15 commonly used, most commonly used, referencing styles. You can select those styles, any of those styles, and you can easily make footnotes the moment you finish your articles, right? For that, you don't need to spend much time. For some of us, we'll feel that even writing an article is quite easy, but making this referencing things, it is a big headache for us. Some people may feel it. That's why I wanted to tell you that you do. You can usually use the MS Word itself for your referencing works, right? I hope with this, I think you can go for questions if at all anything is there. Ma'am, Lata ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Manjula ma'am. Oh, Manjula ma'am. Ma'am, shall we wind up or
Sure, sir.
anything we need to go?
Now the forum is open for queries. Participants, I request if you have any questions, you can directly ask our resource person.
Okay, ma'am. I'm waiting.
Or you can even type on the messages.
Okay, ma'am. That's good. Feedback form. That's what they wanted to have. Right. See, right. Okay, I'll wait for the questions. Normally, most of the faculties will be having, sorry, in today's context, which is the software which is capable of catching us, or which is very shrewd in picking up plagiaristic things. And one more thing, some of you will be having doubt now. Actually, I was thinking to include it in the slides itself. You might have been, with today's artificial intelligence, Chat GPT, the catch buzzword of this in today's context. Most of our faculties will be have raised hands. Okay, ma'am, someone wants to have a question, right? They have raised questions, ma'am.
Yes, sir. I think we didn't get any messages.
Even otherwise, they can.
If anyone is interested, please ask the question.
Ma'am, someone has raised their hands. Now, can you unmute them?
No, they can unmute them, sir,
Okay,
themselves.
right.
It has not been restricted.
Audience, please, you can unmute yourself on your own. Angela ma'am has given that privilege to you. She said you can unmute yourself and you can ask the question.
So meanwhile, I have a doubt, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Basically, even if we have something in our mind and we type it on our own words, we still get it as which has been copied from the net. So it still shows that it has been plagiarized. So can we avoid it? Even if I paraphrase it, sometimes the definitions, mainly the definitions of some concepts which has to be given as it is. It
Yes,
shows as
ma'am.
being, yes, sir. So even if I give it in my own words, it shows that it has been plagiarized. So do you have any suggestions for that?
Ma'am, thing is, no, you better do one thing, ma'am. No, if you are paraphrasing it, you try to do it with some other synonym, right?
Yes, sir.
Not only that, ma'am. First, at the first instance, if it is showing some sort of some level of plagiarism, the next thing is do is no. There is an option to untick what you uploaded already, right? That is, your content will be already uploaded in that particular plagiarism checking tool, right? You on the second time, if you go for uploading it, checking it after paraphrasing it to a certain level, you untick the earlier version of that content you have stored there, right?
Right.
Then your level will come down to, you know, you may not be able to believe it actually. When you try it, first instance, it may show you like 60% is copied. The moment you untick it and you paraphrase it and again you upload it, it will come down to 20% immediately.
Oh,
So this is
sure,
what
sir.
we
Thank
have
you so
seen.
much, sir.
Sure, ma'am.
Right, sir.
This
Thank
is
you, sir.
what we
Thank
have
you,
done
sir.
it as a only remedy. As this is what the only remedy we have done it for our faculties. Because for commerce, arts, and science courses, no, as you said, the content which have been dictated by faculty members, no, normally, most of the words, no, fillers which we use, no, naturally we used to repeat it every now and then. Even our students used to brand our teachers like, ma'am will use this word this much number of times, and students used to call us. No, it is quite natural for humans to repeat certain things, right? In that sense, it's better to use, always better to use synonyms as and when possible, more number of times.
Right, sir.
Right, right.
I think it will be really useful for us in the near future. Participant, do you have any doubts?
I think everyone got clear-cut information, right?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah,
And
sure.
one more thing, no, only one thing, one more thing I just wanted to tell them, no, everybody will be having a calculation in their mind, like when we do certain, when we get things, content from the chat GPT, the software itself, AI technology itself has emerged only few months back or few years back. So that we can, everybody will be, thought will be lingering in everybody's mind, like, can we use content from chat GPT? Don't ever try content from ChatGPT in Turnitin and Urkund. These two softwares have got memorandum of understanding with ChatGPT, right? Anything, any word you copied from chat, you make a content from ChatGPT, you request the ChatGPT to create things for you or paraphrase, even paraphrasing it, your entire ChatGPT will show you 100% plagiarized from ChatGPT. The Turnitin and Urkund will immediately say. So please, already they have shared, they have signed a memorandum of understanding with Urkund and it. So try to be as original as possible. Try to be as simple as possible. You'll not be branded as plagiarized. That's the one thing I can assure you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
sir.
sir. It was very informative.
Since we have come
Very
to the
clear.
end of the session, I would like to say that learning never exhausts the mind. And with this, I would like to ask Dr. A. Bhuvneshwari, Assistant Professor of Commerce, to propose vote of thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, one and all present here. On behalf of Rajapalayam Raju's College, it's my immense pleasure to propose vote of thanks for this second day of 5-day national level faculty development program on mastering the art of research methodology, empowering faculty for excellence, jointly organized by Research Cell and Dr. D. Raghupati Raja Memorial Library in association with Society for the Advancement of Library and Information Science. First of all, I would like to thank our resource person, Dr.M.Kannan, Librarian, V.O.Chidambaram College, Tuticorin, for giving his concurrence to be a part of this FDP and delivering keynote address on the topic, Plagiarism, Ways and Means to Curb the Menace. It's really a very needy topic for all of us to make our research more valid. We gained a lot regarding plagiarism, its types, where do we check, how to be secured, and so on. Thank you so much, sir, for such an insightful session.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next, I express my gratitude to our college management and principal and faculties from our institution and from various institutions for your extreme support and active participation. My extreme thanks to Dr. D. Manjula, Coordinator, Research Cell, and Dr. Vasudevaraja Lata, Librarian of our college, for their great initiation in organizing such a wonderful FDP. I also thank the technician Somnath for his technical support, and I thank each and everyone for your kind cooperation throughout the session. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we have come to the conclusion of the session. I thank all the participants, and I thank you, sir, and I hope that this learning would continue in future. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Shall I leave, ma'am?
Yes,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for joining with us.
Thank you, ma'am. Is Lata ma'am there?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. We'll
It
talk.
was a wonderful session, sir.
Thank you.